This is the first time I'm making a build out of a UA, but I really like this D&D class. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the Scion. It's a brand new class from Wizards of the Coast. If you want a breakdown on everything about it, check out this video. Anyways, welcome to Pack Tactics, where in a couple of months, this video is probably going to be outdated if the Scion becomes an official class. The survey is open right now, so if you really want this to be an official class, you should give feedback right now. Anyways, this build is going to be a bit of a concept build, but I'll still optimize it and talk about the things I go through. The subclass I'm going for is Psy Warper because I want that bonus action Vortex Warp and the Shatter feature too. What I forgot to mention in the other video is that with the Shatter feature called Warp Space, you can cast a Shatter in the air above the enemies to make them fall 10 feet to knock them prone. And you do some extra damage. This is extra control. We're absolutely gonna take advantage of that. The race I'm gonna pick is Githyanki, who are one of my favorite races because of how alien they are. And I've always liked their language. Gish has always been part of my vocabulary even before I played D&D, strangely enough. I don't know how I got it, but I've always used it. Anyways, I won't be gishing for this build, sadly. I would if Metamorph was good, but I'm not happy with it. Now, this is important to take note. I'm picking Old Githyanki, which means I'll get medium armor proficiency. Sadly, no shield. Jeremy Crawford told me in a call that I can absolutely pick old races with 2024 content. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I lose out on Astral Knowledge and Resistance to Psychic, but that's fine, whatever. Medium armor is more important to me. I get Githyanki Psionics, which fits the theme of what I'm going for. Once per long rest, I can cast a jump spell and get away. I will absolutely cast this. And at level 5, I get Misty Step once per long rest, using this feature too. That free Misty Step also works with Teleport Combat, which is another reason why I picked Githyanki. Isn't that awesome? I get to cast a Psionic cantrip as part of that racial Misty Step. Heck yeah. I pick Gith for my language for roleplay reasons, and Woodcarver's tools because I want to craft wands. I'll go for Enspelled Staff and Quarterstaff of Warning too. With Tash's optional rule and points buy, my stats are 8 strength, 14 dex, 16 con, 17 intelligence, 10 wisdom, and 8 charisma. Custom background, I don't know what the campaign is like, but if I were to play this, I would want to stay as close to accurate lore as possible. I think I would make this character a deserter just so he can shape his own life rather than blind devotion to Vlaakith. He'll still be a stereotype and have a mind of a murder hobo, but he will follow what the party says. Skills I'm picking are Stealth and Perception. Tools are Tinker's Tools so I can craft wondrous items, which are the strongest in the game. I will try to make sure to use every tool throughout the whole campaign. Because this is a UA video, I'm not going to talk about crafting or magic items really. I'll talk about some items, but not very much. Origin feat, Magic Initiate. If I didn't pick this, people would scream at me. The 2 cantrips I'll pick is Ray of Frost to reduce speed and Firebolt for range, and of course damage. The first level spell is Shield. Equipment, I'm buying Scale Mail, and for the class equipment, I pick A for light crossbow, bolts, a case, and Dungeoneer's pack. My AC is 16, with Shield it's 21. With Blade Ward, which I'm spamming, it's 22 to 24. I want to get a riding horse, Bullseye Lantern, and half plate as soon as possible. And of course the tools. I'll get a component pouch just in case. There's actually a big list of things, but riding horse, Bullseye Lantern, and half plate are the most important here. Now we're ready to start with level 1. Cantrips, Blade Ward. I'm going to be spamming this all the time. Always concentrating on this unless I need to put down a leveled concentration spell. Keep in mind, all I'm doing is waving my hands around. I won't break stealth or anything. My AC will be very very high with this and the shield spell. Mind Sliver is my other pick. It forces an intelligence save and does damage. It's got a good rider, but my go-to cantrips are going to be Firebolt and Ray of Frost. I might help somebody with a setup once in a while, but I literally get id Insinuation or whatever it's called. I'm most likely better at shutting people down than whoever I'm helping with the setup. Even when I'm concentrating on something, I can just throw out a command. Speaking of command, first level spells, Command and Dissonant Whispers are my picks. I will use them a lot with Telekinetic Propel to get the enemy even further away. Check out this video for more information. I go into vast amount of details about these two spells in particular. Link in the description. It's actually really important to know how these two spells work before playing Scion. I will only use them on powerful monsters. My third pick is Jump for mobility to jump into cover. I've also got my racial jump too. Once I get a mount, I can cast Jump on the mount to get even more speed out of the mount. And if the mount dies, I can cast Jump on myself to get away. Jump is now a bonus action. It's insanely good. At level 1, I'll probably have 2 encounters. So I'm using my racial jump, then another jump, and then Command or Dissonant Whispers or Sleep. I'm picking up Sleep too. It's a small AoE, but I have to have an AoE concentration spell for when I need it. Besides that, I'm always concentrating on Blade Ward 24/7. And I've also got a free cast from Shield from Magic Initiate. As for my features, I've already talked about my Telekinetic Propel. I'm going to be very liberal with it. I literally have 4 of them. And they're as powerful as first level spells. Even if the enemy succeeds against them, that does not expend a charge. It's a crazy bonus action feature the more you think about it. Before we continue, it's the Kobold—
Step aside, noob. I've got this.
Oh? Okay.
Gator Dice is here to chomp your enemies. Tired of boring dice? Well, it's time to roll with a bite. It's the Gator Dice, and I guess Kobold too. Gators are apex predators who have mastered the art of critting. Have you seen how fast they snag their enemies and pull them into the water and murder them? They're like ninjas. Hi-ya! These little scaly beauties will have your party saying, was that a natural 20 or a gator attack?
Gator, you're making everyone cringe.
And there's more! These dice are guaranteed to intimidate your DM more than Conjure Minor Elementals ever has. So go ahead and make your next roll snappy. Gator Dice, death roll like a real predator, and tear your enemies to shreds. Link in the description. We need 500 more followers and then we're ready for the next step. You guys can do that today, can't you? Yeah, optimal. It's the best way to support us. Anyways, bye-bye.
Now at level 2, I picked Longstrider. Out of combat cast, it lasts for an hour. It will last the whole dungeon crawl. Once I get the riding horse and buff it up with Longstrider and jump, it will basically be as fast as a Phantom Steed. I won't do it every time, but Longstrider is definitely going to be cast if I think this is a dungeon crawl of some kind. Multiple encounters back to back. And then I Ray of Frost plus Telekinetic Propel as usual. And then when I need to use a big spell, I'll use a big spell. But I'm always concentrating on Blade Ward. Extra mobility, okay, then I cast Jump. I will bring the riding horse to dungeons. Keep in mind, squeeze rules is a thing. And this riding horse is still insanely fast in squeezing. When it dashes, it doesn't take any of my actions. It can even disengage for me. As for Scion modes, it's too early game for me. I'm not going to use this at this level. There might be a caster encounter, like maybe a Sea Hag, or I'm fighting, I don't know, Glassstaff. Then I'll turn on defensive mode, sure. Once I get Shatter and Telekinetic Crush, I will use attack mode once in a while to get more damage out of my AoE blast spells. Even though attack mode is worse, I do think I will use attack mode more than defense. Once I get to tier 3, then I'll use defense more often, because that's where saves get really scary. Scion Discipline, I'm picking id Insi. I just can't say this word, I'm just gonna call it id. It's a 10 out of 10 feature for my shutdown spells. And with Destructive Thoughts, I'll get more damage out of Shatter. If I have a hard time getting my Blade Ward active for whatever reason, then I will replace Destructive Thoughts with Swift Recognition to bonus action cast Blade Ward. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's a backup idea. Level 3, the build is online. I'm a Psy Warper. I replace my Prepared Expeditious Retreat with Phantasmal Force for single target concentration shutdown. It's amazing. Check out this video if you want to know about the strat. We're gonna shove people into Iron Maidens. My spell pick is Locate Object, which I really need to make a video about. I've been saying that for years. There's tons of things you can do with this. It will make locating anything really easy. The other spells I get from the subclass are Featherfall, Misty Step, and Shatter. My mobility and defense is through the roof. I have so much Misty Step and I'll only use them if my mount dies. I'll still be casting Jump, Long Strider, and concentrating on Blade Ward a lot. Expect this throughout the whole campaign. Warp Propel is really what I'll be spending all my energy dice on. Especially on friends. I can get my friends into melee or out of melee as a bonus action. I can place my friends safely on top of a building. I can pull them out of an AoE. That sort of stuff. Having a base 30 teleport rather than gambling with a roll is insanely good. This feature is like a 3rd level spell, and you have tons of ammo for it. It's awesome. Level 4, Warcaster. I now have 18 intelligence and advantage on concentration. Also, I can combo Command and Dissonant Whispers with that reactive spell feature, if I'm in melee range. It's not often I'm gonna end up in that situation, so if I get Command off and command the enemy to flee on their turn, that will trigger Opportunity Attack, because it's not forced movement like Telekinetic Propel. I can then cast a spell instead of making the Opportunity Attack, and that spell will be Dissonant Whispers, which will make them flee even further as a reaction. They're going to move like 90 feet because when I command them to flee, they have to dash too. If I did all of that while mounted, I can ride after the fleeing target and maybe get Warp Propel off as a bonus action to move them even further. But that definitely won't be necessary. That's memeing. Speaking of memes, I'm gonna pick up Mirror Image. This is for in case I get heavily focus fired and can't get into cover or out of range for whatever reason. Dodge action is another option too, by the way. Maybe both. It's really for worst case stuff. Also, keep in mind, I also have defense mode. I have defense for almost everything. All I'm missing is absorb elements. And rope trick too, but that's really hard for this kind of build.
Koople, this build is crazy!
Oh. Is it? I just wanted to play Githyanki, to be honest. You can absolutely make this stronger if you multiclassed and picked a better race. But anyways, level 5. My energy dice scales up by a lot, and Psionic Restoration gives even more energy dice on a short rest. If I have 2 encounter days with 1 short rest in between, and use an energy die every turn, I will most likely have energy die left. Spell picks! We get to pick 2 this time. Telekinetic Crush is the Scion's version of Fireball. It's slightly smaller, does less damage, but has an awesome control effect too. It can knock people prone. The other pick is Fear. It's worse than Hypnotic Pattern, but it fits the Githyanki concept super well. And it's still very respectable in optimization. 30-foot cone forces a wisdom save against Frightened. They drop whatever they're holding and take the dash action every turn. With all of my mobility buffs, I can make my mounts move like 180 feet. That's almost as fast as Phantom Steed. So I can chase after them like I'm sheep herding or something. I can chase them completely out of a fight or slowly kill them off with a cantrip, you know, default kill them. There's no way they're faster than me unless it's like a dragon or something. The enemies have to end their turn behind cover to make a repeat save, which is going to be hard to do when I'm chasing after them. They would have to like split up so I can't be everywhere. I am literally the master of getting enemies away from my party. You guys get the points. I can also use Insinuation with Fear. I think I finally said it right for once. I still sound like an idiot. The subclass spells are Blink and Haste. If I'm chasing a dragon, then I will haste my own mounts. But chances of that happening is extremely low. As for Blink, I'm gonna be ignoring it. Level 6, I get Warp Space. I talked about this at the beginning of the video. I now have 2 insanely good AoE blasts that force creatures prone. Spell pick is gonna be Fly. I already have Featherfall. With Fly, I can move 60 feet and also lay prone in the sky because it's hover. That way, all ranged attacks against me are made with disadvantage. I plan on using my 4th level spell slots on Fly. That way, my mount can fly with me, or I can target another buddy. Due to all the blast controls and warp propel, I don't really see myself concentrating that much. Well, besides Blade Ward all the time. But that makes me think, like, maybe I should cast Fly more often. It's 10 minutes. I'm really good at achieving my job without concentrating. Now, to be fair, I do blow a lot of resources with these methods, but I have so much resources. I'm happy I did this build because my eyes are opening more and more to its uniqueness and power. It struggles a bit with the long adventuring day, but it's really not that bad, especially if there's a full caster in the party. This class is basically built on comboing with other full casters. That's where it excels on. Level 7, Psionic Surge. I will only use it if I know it's the last encounter of the day, or if I'm using the id feature on something important. Spells, I get Banishment and Dimension Door, which are very good to have. I was wrong about the Psi Warper spell list, by the way. I called it for some reason. What a noob. It was probably because I was tired or something. Anyways, I'm picking a Polymorph. It's an emergency spell. Level 8, Feet, Mage Slayer, ASI increase in Dex, whatever. I'm after Guarded Mind because this is like a lesser legendary resistance. This together with Defense Mode is going to make it insanely hard for enemies to shut me down. Hell yeah. I really wish I had Alert though. I should have gone human. Spell pick, Suggestion. It's stupid broken because it doesn't have to be reasonable anymore. Your DM is probably gonna nerf it. Link in the description for more details. Level 9, I just get spells. Steel Wind Strike is a fun spell for memes. I won't use it though for this character. Teleport Circle is handy to have automatically prepared. I don't think I've ever seen that before in a subclass, but anyways. Spell pick, I get to pick 2. Hypnotic Static is for more blasting with a rider. And this time, the rider doesn't make you prone. It's something else. The second grab depends on what's going on in the campaign. If no one grabs Telepathic Bond, then I'll pick that. That's a very safe pick. I really want Awaken though. Maybe later. Energy die scaled up too, by the way. And at level 10, we finally get a cantrip. Yay! Minor Illusion, it doesn't matter. I also get to pick 2 more discipline. Psionic Guard is going to pop up in play more often, so I'm going to pick that. For the first time ever with Mage Slayer, Defense Mode, good save proficiencies, and this, I am not afraid of shutdowns anymore. I feel so safe. My second pick is Swift Precognition. I also get a subclass feature. If someone attacks me, I can swap places with a teammate as a reaction. Yippee! That means they're going to be riding my mounts, which is actually hugely beneficial for them. This is a funny way to buff somebody's speed. Spell pick, Seeming. I can rest cast with it. 8 hours is a long time too. In general, this is such a good utility spell. Level 11, we're in tier 3. Most games end here, and I'm out of time too. So this is going to be the final level. I would do more, but I need this out as soon as the survey is out. The energy die scaled, and the 6th level spell I pick is Mass Suggestion. It's super broken, and it could potentially last all day. If you upcast it to 7th level, it can last 10 days. Maybe you can get a group of people to count every sand particle on a beach. That sounds achievable to me in 10 days, I don't know. Probably not. Anyways, that was the UA build. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun too. Again, if you really want this to be a official class, you need to give feedback. Anyways, end the video. Check out the dice on Kickstarter. We need followers. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.